back to Grace and Glory Homeschooling. My name is Michaela and I'm a homeschooling mom of 13 years to 3 children. Today I am so excited to share an unboxing video from Castlemoyle Books. I got this package here, super excited to get into it. I was contacted by Castlemoyle Books Publishing a couple weeks ago, and they offered to send me their Spelling Power curriculum to help educate me and to help share a review and to learn more about this curriculum. I have done another video already on the channel, so if you're one of our subscribers, you will see that I did a comparison spelling video from Spelling Power to Spelling Wisdom, and I have used Spelling Power with my own children, and they have a brand new 5th edition. So the company offered to send it to me along with some goodies in exchange for me to share my opinions and to share a review and to help educate others in our Grace and Glory school program and all of our subscribers here on YouTube. So that is what I am going to do today. I think that is just so awesome that a company would take time to send products to a homeschool leader to help educate us so we can help families better, and to send us the new edition, because I have been using the old edition of Spelling Power with my children. I didn't even know there was a new edition out. And so they sent a box, and so I'm going to get into it. I'm going to unbox it now. I haven't even opened the curriculum or anything. So let's get into it. See here, it is still in the shrink wrap. Here is Spelling Power. They also sent a Spelling Power student record book, so we're going to check that out. And they sent, it looks like a catalog, some educational flyers, and sheets and info, and all kinds of stuff for me to learn and read about. So I'm going to take time to do that. I'm going to look over everything, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share what I have learned with all of you. So stay tuned. All right, everyone, I am back now. I've had a chance to look over everything, and I'm super excited to share about it with you today. So I'm going to share what I have learned and some tips and get into this. I did not actually open this yet because I'm saving that. I want to do that with you guys. But I did read through everything that they sent me so I could learn a little bit more about Spelling Power and to be able to share it with you. One of the reasons that I really was drawn to this curriculum is that you can use one book for your entire family. If you're a homeschool family like ours, that we knew by the time our third born came along, we knew he was never going to go to school, and we knew that we were going to homeschool him all the way through his whole journey. And so we started looking for different types of materials that we knew we could make an investment and they would last throughout all the years, and we don't have to buy something new every single year. So our goals started like shifting when we had our bigger kids. We were like, okay, let's just try this. Maybe they'll go back to school if they want to. We actually did let them try a private Christian school at our church, and they both decided, no, we'd rather come back home. But with our little guy, we decided, and we just prayed with the Lord, and we felt like, you know what, there's no need for him to ever go to school, and we're just going to keep him home. So if you're finding yourself in a situation where you're thinking, you know what, I am in this for the long haul, maybe you have lots of different children and you want to try to save money, you want to save space. I mean, let's face it, the longer we homeschool, the more books start taking over our house, and then they start spilling into the garage. And anyways, you know, the more that you can condense down, the better. So I'm just going to share a few things that I have learned about this new 5th edition of Spelling Power and share how you can use it and why I would recommend using it with your family. Also, other companies, I wasn't even aware that endorsed the Spelling Power. I knew that it was one of Kathy Duffy's top picks. If you've ever been onto Kathy Duffy's website, she reviews a lot of different curriculum. I knew it was a top pick. I knew it was offered by My Father's World because we are a My Father's World family. We do love their curriculum, and I have used their curriculum for many years, so I knew it was offered through My Father's World, and they definitely endorse it as well. I did not know that it is endorsed by the International Dyslexia Association. So if you have a special needs child, if you have a child that is dealing with dyslexia, then this would be a great spelling program for you as well. They do, what would you call, base this off of the Orton-Gillingham method, which is the same kind of method for those that are using like All About Reading. So if you have a child that works really well with that method, they're probably going to work well with the Spelling Power method as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. So what I learned about Spelling Power from this 5th edition and the box that they sent me, first of all, they have been a company, they've been around since 1993. So that is over 25 years now that they have been producing this Spelling Power curriculum. So something that can stand the test of time is something that is worth checking out. The new edition is claimed to have larger text, is claimed to have more graphics, and is supposed to eliminate teacher ease. If you've ever heard, like when I have had to deal with our nonprofit organization for our school, and I have to talk to the lawyers, I say they're always talking in legalese. And so I feel like sometimes you look at curriculum and it's very teacher-ease, and it's not just written in plain words. So they are supposed to eliminate that. I'm gonna get into it right now. I'm gonna take off this shrink wrap and see for myself what the changes are with this new edition. But there is a new quick on-demand start guide. I have not gotten into it yet, that is offered, and there is new free online teacher resources. So I am just pulling off this shrink wrap for the very first time. And I'm going to flip through this. And here you go. You can see over 25 years of spelling success, but you can see that it is the new 5th edition. So right off the bat, I still see that a lot of it seems consistent, but there are more photos and larger text. I can definitely tell about that. It looks like it's a little bit easier to get started as well. Okay, so something that, if you're not familiar with Spelling Power, it is a spiral program that progresses into mastery. So I know that that's a common question with homeschoolers, like, is it a spiral program? Is it a mastery-based program? And it is spiral, and it's broken down into 11 levels. So this is kind of cool because it doesn't focus on, oh, you have to start here if you're in 1st grade or 4th grade or 10th grade. You go to the level of your child. And so that can help them. It kind of eliminates all of the boundaries, if you will, to thinking like, oh, I have to be in this level of spelling, and if my child isn't at that grade level of spelling, then they're not doing well or they're not a good speller. And so this just helps you to, it provides a pre-test. You test to see what level your child's at, and then you go right into that level. It doesn't matter what grade they are. So there are, let me see, in each level, there are 47 possible groups based on phonetic principles. So when you look at the levels, all the spelling lists are going to be divided into 47 groups. So it's a lot of words. It's over 5,000 of the most commonly misspelled words. And Spelling Power actually also has a helpline. So if you get into this and you're going to try to get started and you're totally lost or confused, you can call the Spelling Power helpline and they will be able to help you out. But they have these flow word lists. They have searchable word lists on the internet. So you can really get into that. I haven't even gotten into that because I just opened this box. But just looking through everything that they have sent me. I mentioned this in my past video, but if you have a natural speller, if you have a child that just is naturally bent to know how to spell things, and they just phonetically, they hear things, they see things, they memorize things well, and they just figure it out, you probably don't have to do everything that this program has. But if you have a child that really needs more formal spelling work, maybe they're challenged with spelling, or maybe they're young and you want to give them a really good foundation in spelling, I found it very interesting to read through these sheets that they sent me about a study that they did. And they did a group study, it says with kids grades 3rd through 6th over a whole year time span. And in one group, they told the kids, okay, here's the words and study them the best that you know how. And let's see how well you retain them. The goal is to get 100% on your spelling tests, and let's just see how well you do this year. Then the other group, they taught them the Spelling Power methods. They did this 10-step study guide with the 10-step study guide sheets. I will show that in a minute. And they gave them the study tips that are found in this book, and then they worked throughout the year. The results are pretty crazy. So for the group 1 that they did not receive any study tips and they did not go through the Spelling Power method, in a 24-hour period, 35% of them retained the spelling words. In a 1-week period, only 12% of them retained how to spell the spelling words. And then with the other group that went through the Spelling Power method, 87% of them retained the spelling words in a 24-hour period. And then in a week, 64% of them still retained how to spell the words. And then in a whole term, a whole homeschool term, which typically there's about 3 terms in a school year if you think of it like a trimester, 52% of them still retained the spelling words. So obviously it's really important to keep reviewing, and that's why we teach spelling year after year after year, because it takes a long time to get some of these spelling rules and some of these spelling methods, connected in our children's heads. But this is not a quick fix, and this is not something that, you want to just, if you're frustrated and you're trying to help your child become a better speller, spelling isn't usually something that's developed like overnight, immediately. It usually takes time and effort and patience and perseverance. So Spelling Power is proven to help over an extended period of time. So my recommendation would be start with it, get familiar with it, take some time to get to know it, and then just jump into it and trust that it's going to do its job, but it's not going to be something that you discover like overnight that it's just immediately better. You have to just give time for your child, give time for you, and let the process do its job. So they sent me a college ruled line spaced out student record book for 6th grade and above. So I will let my high schooler use this book this year. This is a picture of the student record book. Inside are recycled pages, and each looks like the same. So I'm going to show there's a 10-step study sheet. We did not do this. We have not been doing this method when we have used Spelling Power thus far, but I'm definitely going to try it out this year to see how this goes. I'm very interested to see how this process works. But you would write the words here that you want to learn from the flow list, and then it says say, look, say and spell, close your eyes and spell, check it, trace it. There's all different methods, and I can see that this is really appealing to all the different learning styles. So if you're not familiar with learning styles, children all learn differently. There's tactile, there's visual, there's auditory. So there's different ways that children learn, but it looks like Spelling Power is trying to cover all those different learning styles. And so by doing this 10-step study sheet, you can take the words that they don't know and begin practicing them. And then there's the daily test sheet on the other side. So here's the study sheet and the daily test sheet. So that's something kind of cool. As I mentioned in the past video, we have always done it on the whiteboard because I have boys. They don't really like to write. And they do a lot of writing in their other subjects, so I've kind of let them have a little fun with spelling by going to the board. I could see that you could take this same sheet and you could adapt it for a spelling whiteboard as well, though. That's just something you could definitely, be flexible, do what works for your family. That's something that I'm always a big supporter of. But I'm really impressed with everything that they sent. I think it is very helpful, and it would be really good, especially for large families that, you know, mom just wants to use one book and not try to figure out a bunch of different methods for different kids, and just stick with that and make it easy. Like you can just, I love when you find a curriculum that you could see yourself sticking with for the journey, because something I feel passionate about is keeping the end in mind. Like, where's your end goal? What do you want to accomplish with your homeschooling years? Where do you want to see your teenager end up when they graduate? Because I've already graduated one, and believe me, it happens so much faster than you think it's going to happen. So I love that you can see the end of the result. You can see where you're going to be at the end of Spelling Power. You're going to see how many words that they know how to spell and what type of words they're going to be able to spell. And you can see that that's the goal, and you can work towards it. So it's very adaptable to each individual student, and it's very adaptable to each family. So all of these opinions are my own. I hope this was helpful to you. If you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down below, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.